Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Next up, it's the Carabao Cup, and next for us is Preston North End. That's our next fixture. I win this game and you go into the quarterfinals. And for me, this is a competition that I predicted us to win this season. This is a competition I want us to win this season, win this and another cup. That's a great season for us. So hopefully we do get far. And this is a competition that we never win. I think the last time we won the Carabao Cup is like 1993 or something. And after that, we've been to a couple of finals. The Birmingham one in 2011 stands out. We faced Chelsea in one of the finals as well. We played Man City in one of the finals last decade as well. So we don't really do well in this competition. And the last couple of seasons, one of the things that people have been saying about Arteta is we've been going out of competitions like this very, very early. Last season, we went out early. The previous season, it was Brighton knocking us out. Last season, it was West Ham knocking us out comfortably in that game as well. But this time, I'm hoping we go far. Last time we beat Bolton, we got a good draw against Preston because the other teams, Tottenham are facing Man City, Newcastle are facing Chelsea, Liverpool are playing away to Brighton. So all the other teams got like tough draws. But for us, we got an easier draw. Preston is not going to be easy. You cannot underestimate these teams. One thing that can happen, we've also seen over the last 10 years, we've seen us losing to Nottingham Forest. I think they scored 4 goals against us when they were in the championship and they beat us in the FA Cup, I think. And then we also seen us going to Sheffield Wednesday and getting battered like 7, 8 years ago. So if you're not careful in this kind of games, those teams are up for it. They're very, very happy to be playing Arsenal. They want to cause an upset and all that. For them, if they beat Arsenal, that's absolutely fantastic for them. So they'll be up for it for sure. So for us, we need to go out there, do our job, win this game. You're in the quarterfinal. You're 4 games away from winning the cup. So 1 game in the quarterfinal, 2 in the semi-final, and the final, and that is where we want to be in this cup. Win this cup. It's not a small cup. You just win it. There's 4 trophies to fight for during the season. You need to compete for all of them. You need to try and win all of them. Win this Carabao Cup and then go and win another one, and all of a sudden it's a successful season. One of the main reasons people have been saying, it has not been successful is because we've not really challenged for these other trophies. Klopp did not win the Premier League right away. Did not win the Champions League right away. No, but as he was losing by 1 point to Man City in the Premier League, at that time, you're still winning Carabao Cup, still, reaching Champions League finals and winning it. So that would be great. If this season we didn't win a Premier League and we won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and we got to the semi-final of the Champions League, next season, again, you don't win the Premier League, but you go and you win the Champions League, people will be able to cope with it because you're still winning trophies. So this is the first one, win it, and then try and win another one and 2 trophies in a season. That would be great. That is a start. So you need to also get yourself in the habit of winning trophies. That is what you need to do. You cannot be throwing away any trophies because we don't win a lot of trophies over the last like 20 years. We've only managed to win the FA Cup really. So we need to get in the habit of winning trophies. We've only won since Wenger won the FA Cup 2014, 2015, 2017, and we won it to the 2020 as well. Those are 4 trophies since basically 2004. So 2005, the last time we won the FA Cup. Before that, that's a long time. That's 19 years with only 4 FA Cups. Now, if imagine we had said, okay, during that time, we have 4 FA Cups, we have 1 Premier League, and you also have 4 Carabao Cups. It sounds better. It definitely sounds better. No one will say, okay, 4 Carabao Cups, that doesn't mean anything. No, you win the trophy, get yourself in the habit of winning trophies, let the players know like, okay, we are moving, we've now won the Carabao Cup, let's try and win the FA Cup as well, let's challenge with the Premier League again, let's try and go even farther in the Champions League. You keep on improving every single season, and at the moment the only way we can improve is to win trophies because we've already done everything else. So Preston is next up for us, and as I said, it's not going to be easy. I do watch championship games. I think I've watched Preston like twice this season when they played Coventry recently, and there's another game as well that I watched for Preston. Again, you cannot underestimate them. So far this season, they're not doing that great. They are currently 16th on the table out of 24 teams. They've won 3 wins. They've won 3 games in 12, so not the best of form. But again, don't underestimate them. We definitely know that you can face a team that has not won in 20 games, and you've won 20 games in a row and end up losing if you're not careful. Out of the 12 games, they've won 3, they've drawn 5, and they've lost 4. So not the best of of records, and they've only lost one game at home so far this season. I think that was to Sheffield United very early on in the season. So they're not that bad at home. Anything that is at home, they're always going to be up for it, and their fans as well. But this should be a game that you should be winning. I think we played them as well in the FA Cup during the Giroud days and stuff. I think we won 3-0 or something. Let's hope for the same. This is the first of 4 away games we have in a row. We're not playing again at the Emirates Stadium for another month. So we have Preston away, and then we have Newcastle away, and then we have Inter Milan away, and then we have Chelsea away, and then after that, an international break, and then we come back and play Nottingham Forest at home. So not easy at all. Newcastle and Chelsea are must-win games. This one is a must-win game. The Inter Milan one, I'm happy with the draw. Champions League just need to win your home games, draw the away games, and you're going to be through. So it's still a tough week, though. It's still a very, very tough week, and you have to think about the team news. What we have so many injuries at the moment. Who's going to play? Usually, if everyone is fit, you can say, okay, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori, Ben White in the Premier League for that week, and then on that midweek, you can say, okay, Timber didn't play in the Premier League. Start Timber here, start Zinchenko here, start Kivia here, start Tomiyasu here. It would look good up front. You'd say, okay, Odegaard played in the Premier League, rest him. Play Trossard in the 10 this time, play Nonera in the 10 this time. But with the injuries, like, we don't have too many players to rotate. So a few of the players who played over the weekend against Liverpool in the big game will have to play in this one. And some other players we can't take risks with. So someone like Asaka, I don't want to see him starting this particular game. Coming off the bench, that could be fine if it's an emergency situation. But let's take a look at the team that we had the last game that we played against Bolton, the 5-1. We played Potter in goal, the very, very young goalkeeper, because Freya was injured and Neto cannot play in the Carabao Cup, and Setford was injured as well. We played it Nichols at right back. We played the Kivia and Calafiori at centre back, and Lewis Skelos at left back. We had Jorginho, Rice, and Nwaneri in midfield. Rice started that game. I think he had missed the Tottenham game before that. He was suspended, so he was fresh. And then we had Saka, Jesus, and Sterling for that game. So for this game, expecting the same. I don't really expect Saka to start or Rice to start. Calafiori is injured. Kivia will probably start and all that. So big game either way. Kai Havertz came on off the bench in that one. Gabriel same, but now Gabriel picked up a knock. Can't play him in this one. Sorry, Martinelli's in that game as well. He came on, Kakuri and Kabia. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I don't want us to rotate way too much to the point where you can lose the game. That is still a championship team. It's not a League 2 team or anything like that. If you rotate too much and you bring in too many players who are not on form, too many players who are not confident, you rotate all the players and all that and put youngsters. For example, you can't say, okay, start 6 youngsters in this game. No, you could risk losing the game. So this is my lineup for this game. Let me know your lineup. This is what I've gone for. I've thought about it for a couple of hours. I had Ryan goal faster, but I changed it to Setford. Setford is now fit, so when is he going to get a game? Play him. Neto cannot play in this competition, so I've put Setford. My back four, where we have a problem at the moment, I've gone with Zinchenko at left back. It looks like Zinchenko's definitely lost the trust in Arteta, because Lewis Skelly is coming on against Man City, coming on against Liverpool. That shows you Zinchenko has definitely gone down in Arteta's pecking order. So Zinchenko at left back for me in this one, then Kivio, Ben White, and Lewis Skelly at right back. Now, at first, the first lineup I had written down, I had Lewis Skelly at left back. I had Kivio, I had Ben White, and I had someone else at the back. I think I had, was it Nichols? I think I had Nichols, Ben White, Kivio, and Lewis Skelly. And then I thought, this is an away game against Preston. You can't underestimate them. If you're joking around, they could easily have a 2-goal lead and then you're in trouble. And this is a competition I don't want us to be knocked out again early. If we get knocked out by Preston, that is disastrous. So we have to you have to take advantage of us getting an easier draw, and we can't rotate everyone. I had Zinchenko in midfield. That is what I was planning to do in my first lineup. I was like, okay, play Zinchenko in midfield. This is an opportunity. But I was like, nah, let's just go with what we have, play Kiwi and Ben White. I even thought about Saliba potentially playing or even being on the bench for this one, because he didn't play the last game. I thought about 45 minutes. I actually wouldn't mind still. If Saliba played for like 45 minutes, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't even mind having him on the bench for as well to come on the last 20 minutes or something. But Kivio, Ben White, Zinchenko, Lewis Kelly at the back. Midfield, and this is what I've settled for: Jorginho, Nwaneri, and Merino. I also had, when I had Zinchenko in midfield, I had him as the 8, and then I had Merino as the 6. But then I thought, no, Jorginho has to get some game time. You can't just have him on the bench throughout. He's going to be needed some time. Unless Partey stays fit throughout the season, Merino stays fit throughout the season, Rice stays fit throughout the season. Jorginho has to be used somewhere. There's a reason why you said we want to keep him, because he's going to be important in some of these games. So for this one, I'm going with Jorginho, Merino, and Nwaneri in midfield. Merino was great after the mistake he made, but after that, he was very good in that game. And then Nwaneri starts again, hopefully has another big game like he did against Bolton with Lewis Kelly. And then up front, as you said, I'm not rotating everything. I even had Havertz starting, but I was like, okay, we have to give Jesus and Sterling game time, and I don't want to rotate everyone. So that is why I'm including Merino, Trossard, Ben White, and those players. Trossard on the left side, Sterling on the right side, and Jesus up front. So that is my lineup. On the bench, Potter, Kakuri, Heaven, Nichols, all those are defenders. Pate, Rice for any midfield solidity if need be, and then Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli as well for emergency situations. Ideally, you want it to be 3-0 comfortable, going into the second half, and you can actually make a change maybe at halftime and tell Ben White, okay, you've done your job, relax, let's put in Heaven for the next 45 minutes or something, or let's say give Ben White 60 minutes, take him out, play Heaven, and then or Nichols because he played last game, and then you can also say Jorginho, you can play 90 minutes, Nwaneri, you can play 90 minutes, Sterling, Jesus, you can all play 90 minutes, but ideally you want to do the job, and then the first team players in Ben White and Trossard, you take them out, you give some game time to the other players. Even if Havertz comes on for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that is absolutely fine. But ideally, you don't want to use Saka in this one. You don't want to use Rice. You don't want to use Pate. You don't want to use Martinelli. Havertz, ideally, if you have a very, very comfortable lead, you can bring in a couple of the youngsters. But yeah, that is my lineup for this one. To recap it again, Setford in goals, Zinchenko, Kivio, Ben White, Lewis Kelly at the back, Jorginho, Marine, and Nwaneri in midfield, and then Sterling, Jesus, and Trossard up front. So big game for Jesus, big game for Sterling. Last game against Bolton, Sterling played well. He scored, he assisted. Lewis Kelly played really well. I remember his pass to Sterling, very good. Nwaneri scored a couple. He was very good. The only player who was very quiet was Jesus. He didn't get an assist, he didn't score in that game. So again, another opportunity to start from the beginning. You're probably going to be the captain in this game as well. Let's get the job done. So I wouldn't mind seeing Saliba coming on for like 30 minutes. If it's not needed, don't bring him on. But if you're struggling a bit, no problem seeing him, bring him on. So my prediction for the game, I am actually going to go with Trossard and Sterling and Jesus to deliver. If you go for that, do I think Acha will go for that? I don't know. I think Jesus and Sterling will start, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for someone like a Martinelli on the left side. And then midfield, I think you could see something like that, or maybe Rice starts ahead of Merino. Who knows? So my prediction, I'm going to go for Preston to score. I don't think our defense is good enough at the moment, unless Saliba starts or something. So I'm going to go for Preston 1, Arsenal 4. So that is my prediction. Last time we beat Bolton 5-1. This time I'm going to go for 4-1. It's not going to be easy. I can actually see us scoring 2, and then maybe Preston pulling one back, 50, 60 minutes, and then maybe getting a couple of more goals. Maybe we'll need to bring in the likes of Saka and Martinelli to clinch off the game. But I'm going to go for Preston 1, Arsenal 4. That's my prediction. That is my lineup. Let me know your prediction, your lineup. And do you want to win this competition, or don't you care about this competition at all? For me, I want us to win this competition for sure. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.